lost it this stage. Fnatic was, I would say, ballsy on it. They chose to play Falcons on it, and they got spanked.
Yeah.
They lost 2-7.
2% back in BDS. I'm not sure it's so one-sided. I think I do actually think BDS is going to come out and be really good here. And the reason that I say that is they're not the sort of staff to make mistakes. I'm not saying mistakes were made, but to P4 underneath. Now, P4's got a little bit of a choice to make. Does he play this one for a flank kill? Does he try and actually get a kill? Or does he play from below like that and pick up a beautiful kill with a nitro, disappear back into the barrels? Look,
they're fighting against information. Every move Fnatic was going to take, BDS are going to know about it. Nice shot from Sark, so at least to keep him going. Steps out wide into the corridor, but really needs to be watching on side himself. A nice hold. Oh, I was going to say might miss his man, but no. Gets Robbie. T-Peck another. No way are they winning a 2v4 off the back of this. Lasmo with it all to do, and Sarks and D-Peck, well, they've come up big when the team needed the most. I'm sure at this point, Fnatic's time to breathe a sigh of relief, but they can just get this final kill, because finally, their fates may have turned, and they're the ones coming out.
Victory arena for Sarks and Deepak last time around. Gonna know that he's there now. Heavy drawn in and heavy results. Sarks manages to pick.
BDS, I think, is a big part of this round, and I'm glad they've got the IQ on side.
Damage going to be done and his life going to be taken. Actually, Freck is... Yeah, great stuff from Fnatic so far. 5 versus 3. They've got the verticals going on. They're using them as well. Sarks manages to pick up P4. That's the Fenrir gone. This one's looking comfortable for Fnatic to go 2-0.
They're looking a lot more composed, which is what I said again back at the start of this game, was they've been close a lot of the time, but it's been the final 10-15% where they've fallen a little bit short. At least today with how things are going, you know, you've got all players stepping up. Yep, Groovy's had a quiet start, whatever. Gen.G's only on 1 kill. It's literally the second round, but they've got away with 2 plants down here. They're in a 4 versus 1. That is a great round from Fnatic. They've been very, very slow.
How can I get from silver to gold, gold to plat, plat to... You know, how can I get that extra? And honestly, improving your drone game is almost always something that's going to help people.
Beautiful. We'll talk more about droning in a minute as well, because right now I was going to say Fnatic are getting themselves clean in house. I thought
they know that there's somebody in behind this reinforcement, but at the minute they can't push forward and clear him. And Freck managing to hit a beauty of a headshot. Not often you see that onto a blitz.
Admittedly, with Freck, maybe you do, Tim. He's been one of our top-rated players all stage long, and he's far from done in this game either. Up yellow comes P4. Has the idea that there's one nearby, but no! Groovy's found his man. Gets himself on the board for the first time this game. Instant headshot there. P4 still wondering what day of the week it is, Tim. But now they've got to push on board with not a whole lot of time left here. Around 30 seconds or so to work with. Groovy gets a second, looking to make it a third. Right sort of idea, but no. There's now a player isolated inside the bathroom, and they've got to deal with him. However, it's a 1 versus 1. Groovy's had a good round here. Tim, can he get the closing kill that he needs? It's Virtue!
They would almost certainly have come away with that round, but well played BDS. They had to dig deep there. They were...
Well, we've come down to quite late in the round across the 3 rounds so far. Fnatic here taking about half the round to get themselves control. Remember, the control is... Oh, the openness for Cubby and Grubby. What are you doing?
Losing that opening kill every time. So, yeah, great stuff. Take the thermite out. Second one as well. P4 doubles.
But here we go. It's D-Pet trying to hunt down an assailant off towards his left. Has no idea that P4 is tucked in tight. It's going to be a freebie. No! A second one comes on through. They've been absolutely bullied at this point. And now you've got Jegs trying to collect another. At the same time, Wiz has been taken down by Freck. This round just fizzled out before it even got started for the side of Fnatic. And BDS, and obviously, he's still incredibly popular as an operator now. So this shows that power really has not dissipated at all. Now, Grooby coming under a little bit of fire here. This again is where I'm a little nervous that, again, the second round in a row, Tim, they've had someone come and sting them from lower spiral, and they've got rid of the Monty, a crucial operator. You really can't afford to be losing there. And now they've paid that price, they'll be asking questions, God, where else can they come from? And bearing in mind, this is with extra drones on side in the form of the Brava. They've got no drones left. They've got all the tracks available for D-Peck here to make use of, but it's not being used the way that you'd like them to use it. A Dokkaebi would have been, I keep going on about it, but a Dokkaebi would have been so much more useful here.
I think the other element here that we've got to consider is that BDS, it feels like they're responding a little bit better to pressure than maybe Fnatic are. You know, Fnatic in the early rounds put BDS under pressure. They've come back and grabbed themselves a few, whereas now Fnatic are the ones being really challenged. Do they have the answers? Nitro comes out, not going to find its mark. Plant is secured. So even at a man disadvantage, they managed to get it done here. I spoke about our Fnatic responding to pressure as well as BDS, and I think they've just answered that question. Great round from them. A nice focus on site. A good couple of kills when they need.
Being brought along in some of those rounds, if not more. She just does an awful lot that's the right stuff to have in this meta.
Better outcome. We saw Fnatic pushing this angle previously with the blitz and it didn't work out, but Sarks does manage to get a good kill onto Robbie. P4 is low health as well. A lot of utility coming in, but Freck again just managing to find that headshot.
Fortunate benefactor of the entry death. Sarks to fall away as the top fragger in the game. Certainly not the end of the world either, but I was going to say, this is when BDS sit a little bit tight here and sort of let Fnatic do their thing, work their magic, get into power spots. They got one back, but then suddenly, that's what I wanted to see. They spring 2 kills back. Wizard ready and waiting, finds P4 on his way back down towards site. We're into a 2 versus 2. Experience and youth coming up against Virtue and Lasmo. Lasmo gets 1, a 2 versus 1, and Wizard really has got to pull this one out the hat.
Yeah, 35 seconds left to go. He does have time to work with. Hell presence reduction device is active at the minute, so won't be picked up on the cameras either. Just going to take it off to save its battery whilst he runs up those stairs. That's the only time it would be depleted, when it actively has to remove. But as you say, BDS got themselves into some good positions here. Nitro comes out as he shoots it. They know exactly where the knock is. They're just waiting for one.
I think both teams will look at that and probably say there's a round in it they lost that they feel they should have won. So actually, I think a 3-3 scoreline feels perfectly reasonable for how that half has played out. As I said, though, 2 halves to a game of Siege. Who's going to crumble on this other side?
Fnatic, of course, moving on to the defense. The bans will
pull the trigger and say go here. Smoke coming out. EE1D. Here we go. This should be the execute they're looking for.
That's great from Sarks. They needed to step up and get that first kill. Grubby manages to get another. They have really shut down the pressure coming from Yellow Stairs. There's nothing happened on that CEO window either. P4 is still outside.
It's like a kid in the candy shop. You don't quite know which jar to be looking at, then you lose your life as a result. Not in the candy shop, just in the game. 4 versus 2, though, with 10 seconds to play out here. Virtue and P4, they look pretty lost. Outside of a miracle, this one is going to be cooked. P4 finds one more. They've got to get another, but a down comes on through. Virtue
can then bring to the table and say, look, this is how we're going to play this second choice side.
Looking for Deepet there, really thought. No way does he get this kill? No, that's ridiculous. I didn't realize he wouldn't be able to get away with saying, no! That's how you win around.
Come from. If Fnatic get the next 1, let alone 2, they're going to be in big trouble. Nade goes out and they try to follow it, but as you said, just holding their angles here. Fnatic have had all the time in the world to get themselves into position, and they look more organised than I think I've seen them through a lot of this stage so far. Really, really solid from Fnatic, and Virtue, surely it's a matter of time. He gets the first out of the 1v5, but with 10 seconds left to go, there's no way. Fnatic, they just need to wait for that up. Certainly not in terms of final positions. Nitro's going to come out, do a little bit of damage to Lasmo, but not too much. He won't mind tanking that. Gives him the opportunity. Robbie going to shut down Deepet. Wizard does manage to find P4 to trade things out, though.
But Lasmo's the one in the middle of sight here in a really good position. It starts to look a little bit strange, and there we go. Wizard picks up from above as well as Virtue. Starting to do a bit of magic upstairs. We've seen him do it a few times this game as he hits double digits, almost found third, but no. Groovy fires back. It's still a 3 versus 2 for BDS.
Yeah, Groovy and Jegs trying to hold on, but Freck manages to find the low health. Jegs takes him down, ult to Groovy from above, but that's not really the right place to find that plant going down. It will be secured by Lasmo. So now not only is Groovy against 3, he's against the clock as well as he starts to try this fight back down Yellow Stairs. But I think if they want to keep themselves in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, great run from BDS overall. It went a bit pear-shaped and rain on through. First Rotero goes off on that chew through the lineup on the other side. Less of a leaning towards the intel, by the way, is what I stress in this round. We've seen a lot of bulletproofs from both teams so far. Only the one coming in this round. And that, I was going to say, kind of in a way favours being against the nut because you're not going to rely so much on the information game. Groovy really starting to warm into the matchup as well. 2 kills for himself.
How much of that was dealt with beforehand? The mirror window. You know, what are BDS going to be able to do about these gadgets? And the answer is not much. They just need to walk in and face check corners, try and get something going with kills, but they can't do it as they see Virtue taken down, and the bad goes to the worst. 5 versus 2 now. Fnatic sitting pretty.
Yeah, again, at least what I've enjoyed from seeing them in this half, Tim, is when they've had the man advantage, they haven't let it slip away. And in fact, of course, I've had rounds where they have managed to pull rounds back when they've been down to 2 versus 4, like we saw back in that first whole sort of time. It's been our slowest round, I think, so far, Tim, in terms of an entry kill. We're down to the last 40 seconds, and no one has died yet.
No, and that's going to suit Fnatic down to the ground. I think really they have the opportunity now to get Groovy off the shield. He's just going to make it difficult to play yellow, but it doesn't matter because they haven't controlled sides. And P4 is able to find him. Deepex starts the fight back, but it's probably going to be a little bit too late. We're going to see more and more pressure mounting on Fnatic inside of sight. The diffuser is going down. P4 is going to be able to stick this. Nobody can do anything about it. Freck manages to find one as well. 40 seconds left to go, or Fnatic, you're going to see one of those 2 chances burn away.
They'll be kicking themselves if they can't get the win done here, Tim, after being up to where they are now. But this round, it's one of those where they've got a little bit too aggressive. I think I get it. You want to be able to contest them towards yellow, but we haven't even got the shield down from the clash yet, and we're already trying to swing on towards the Ash. And Lasmo getting that kill converts into a second on towards the clash because they're a little bit light on sight, and they ultimately pay.
Held on pretty well so far. They've kept themselves, you know, at least on a 4 complement of man count. They haven't lost any more. Groovy, just as I say that, manages to find Lasmo. Jegs onto Freck, 4 versus 3. Word for word the same.
One down, 50 seconds to go, just the one left. And Robbie, he started out with a kill in this round, Tim, but now he's got to find all 4. Fnatic hold on, pretty much guaranteed to net those points that they need to see this one over the line and still be in with a shot tomorrow at making it to playoffs.
30 seconds left to go. Just looking for that verticality here. Robbie trying to get anything going, but it's very unlikely that that is going to be the case. Just trying to find his men underneath. The time continues ticking. He knows that he needs to find kills. Can't do it as such.
Makes a huge play, running out the breach, getting a kill, C4 up towards the breach, getting another kill, being a little bit disruptive. And yeah, no, absolutely great for Fnatic. They arguably should have even had a 4-2 half as well on their defense, on their attack, sorry, but they set themselves up perfectly. And then when they got on their defenses, they did a really good job. It was really nice, and it was really, really refreshing to see Fnatic setting up crossfires.
But the good thing is that we do get to speak to Fnatic as well. We have them on the broadcast with us. We get to ask Groovy some questions. Good evening. Congratulations on the 3 points. They must be super welcome in regards to the top 6 fight.
Good evening. Yeah, it's nice to win finally after a lot of actually huge lose streak. But yeah, it feels nice. I mean, I think it's out of our hands right now. If you make it like top 6 anyway, I think it doesn't really matter if you win the next game. Maybe a bit off, but I did not really look at it, so we'll see. But it's a good learning experience as well. So yeah, we'll see.
Groovy, what's been going on with these 5v3s, with these late round clutches that you've been losing? And I mean, today you turned it round, but the rest of the stage?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we've been struggling a lot, even in scrims. I don't think we have that. We don't have the click in our heads how to play it passive, so we've been struggling with that a lot, and it's actually costed us a few games as well. But I think we're improving on that very slowly, I'd say. But I think today we did a really good job on that, so at least I'm happy that we managed to do this in this game. Yeah, but that's something that we've been struggling a lot, and we had many conversations about this, how we can improve on that, and I think it's slowly working, you know. But I think it's long process to actually fix it, for us at least.
Grubby, how is it to now be in the role of an IGL? I don't think that's necessarily something that we expected from you. I need to ask you, how do you feel about it?
It's something new for me. I'd say it's very tough as well for a team like Fnatic as well. We have a rookie in our team as well, so the whole roster is kind of new. So like trying to teach them and trying to like put everything that you can and give them the best information, blah blah, is very tough. And for me as a player, I think it's something new as well. I never like did that role before, so I'd say it's maybe the reason that the stage is not the best for me as a player, but I don't want to use it as an excuse because I know that I'm an experienced player, so I can do way more. But it's something new, it's something nice as well. I don't think you have like at least one IGL. I think everyone tries to, you know, shot call for people to give the comms. I think we are kind of, everyone from the team is sharing their part, and we are attacking based off that, let's say. I think the attacks are not that bad. I think just like how do we actually play them mid-round, you know? I think this is where we actually struggle sometimes mid-round, sometimes it's a bit the late round, but I think the early round we do it kind of correct. We managed to get really good picks, so it's important for us.
Yeah, I think that's what we've been discussing in as well. And obviously today with the late rounds, it seemed to be a lot better from you guys with the composure, with the cross angles that we saw being held. It meant a lot as well, I feel like. I guess we can see on the cameras for you guys. Tomorrow, at the end of the Super Week, you play against Gen.G. They're also still very much in fight or trying to get to the top 6. Obviously for them, it might be out of their hands as well. How are you looking towards that game?
No, I think the game is like just like every game, to be honest. I think we just need to go there, play with the confidence and do our best. And if you deserve to win, we'll win. If you play bad and we lose, it's fine, okay? But at least let's try and play with the confidence as we did with today. And we'll see. Hopefully you can win another game, you know? It's always nice to win.
Let's hope for you that the momentum indeed continues like it did today going into tomorrow. Groovy, thank you so much for your time and best of luck with the game tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.